And our next guest, part of our Small Caps for People 2 segment, was introduced to me by a close friend of mine. I'm not going to say his name, but it rhymes with Keith Manfred. And he's a good buddy of mine. And he saw me after, having a head the size of a canned ham. Yeah. Say, you got to meet this guy. And we've interviewed this guy a couple years back, and it was really interesting because he had a mushroom nutraceutical. His name is Dr. Marvin Hausman. Welcome to the program, my brother. How are you?
Thank you.
Good to see you. So listen, let's talk about the name of the company now is Total Nutraceutical Solutions. Their website, totalnutraceutical.com, stock symbol TNUS. You were on with us last time, and it pretty much convinced me that mushrooms were the panacea for almost everything in one way or another.
Well, it's the ancient wisdom of China and Japan. They date back 200 million years. Of course, people weren't taking them back then. But in my opinion, they're the oldest biologic species in the world. They're perfectly endowed to survive that long. I mean, so they have to be perfect.
So, and as a result of that, you being a doctor, you being involved in this nutrition game for so long. I mean, you hear stuff all the time about human growth hormone, all that stuff. What brought you to the mushroom place?
Well, I'm establishment medicine. I mean, my career.
You're not hemp and what does that mean?
I'm going to ask him about my sliver.
No, he's a real doctor.
I brought my utensils.
I'm ready, doctor.
Okay.
But the point is though, is that it's not often that a mainstream doctor gets involved in this type of medicine.
Right, so my background is immunology, cancer immunology, surgery. I've developed drugs under the FDA, and in 1995, my mother came down with dementia, and I was very angry at the medical community that they left dementia, Alzheimer's disease behind in terms of diagnosis, in terms of treatment, and so I've devoted the last 15 years of my life to diagnosing and curing Alzheimer's disease.
Well, stay right there, because what's going to happen when we get back to the break is he's going to talk to us about his company, because he goes from being a doctor to, hell with it, I'm starting a public company. I believe in this so much, and that's exactly what he did.
I went the opposite way. I started out eating mushrooms. Now I'm thinking of becoming a doctor.
Russ and Sully on the Big Biz Show. BigBizShow.com. More of Total Nutraceuticals as we get back from the break.
This is Gabriel Wisdom.
Now, first of all, I'm excited to hear a couple of things. First of all, you are a real doctor. When I say real doctor, I'm talking about Dr. Love over there. I'm talking about a medical doctor. You used to have a radio program actually up in Los Angeles called Ask the Doctor.
Yes.
How do you go from Ask the Doctor to nutraceuticals? Because I think a lot of people have a problem with credibility with nutraceuticals because not enough guys like you are behind it.
Yeah, I started this, we were working on Alzheimer's disease, as I said earlier. We had a research program with 2 doctors at Harvard Medical School, and we were looking to find out why nerve cells die in the brain. I mean, you have a protein called amyloid that surrounds the nerve cell, and then it dies. We found out that iron moves from a lower oxidative state to a higher oxidative state. It's called a free radical. It's called oxidative stress, and the nerve fibers die. And we found that there were potent antioxidants in the world that could prevent them. One of them was something called ergothioneine, which is an amino acid that's present only in mushrooms, and no human being can produce it.
But it's in the human being as well.
Well, you have a transporter. The Germans at the University of Cologne discovered a transport system that only carries ergo in your red cell membrane and your white cell membrane. So mushrooms are producing a substance that may be one of the bases of procreation, one of the bases of hemoglobin in your red cell, oxygen carrying capacity. And only mushrooms.
And there's a lot of different kinds of mushrooms. Would you just start eating one at a time? Go, oh, this one kind of raspy. Well, throw this one out. It ain't new meaning. No,
that's not really how the medical.
Well, the first thing they always think about it, you have shrooms. You have
what is it? Psilocybin and the hallucinogenic. It's again, you're saying they've been around for a couple million years. I'm sure the Indians used to go and philosophize and do all that other stuff while frying away on mushrooms.
These are edible mushrooms. These are mushrooms that you buy at Costco.
Peanut butter?
That you can buy. You can make them into peanut butter.
Oh, the type that you use are just basic. I mean, they're not specialized mushrooms?
Are we talking about your standard button mushroom we pick up in the grocery store?
No, we're talking about the specialty mushrooms, the white button, brown button, portobello are your common 80% mushrooms in the United States.
Right.
We're talking about specialty mushrooms like maitake, shiitake, agaricus blazei, pleurotus, or king oyster.
So let's talk about so now I understand why mushrooms. I understand the background behind it. Now, tell me about the products, because you actually you're selling products to the health and fitness community. Are we selling them to the medical community?
Homeopathic community?
All of the above.
Wow.
Seriously, all the above. What we found out is that we joined forces with Dr. Robert Beelman, professor of food science at Penn State University.
Wow.
And Penn State is one of the largest agricultural universities in the United States. And we fingerprint mushrooms. We look at what potent antioxidants are in mushrooms. We take king oyster, we take agaricus, we take maitake, and we can find out, just like I can fingerprint Russ or I can fingerprint Sully, I can fingerprint mushrooms. And then
so each one's got a unique benefit to it? Is that the idea?
That's correct. For example, in Japan, you have a mushroom growing for 100 million years. It's going to establish a place in Japan. Reishi in China is going to establish a place in China.
Okay.
It's just like if you took two identical twins and I sent one to Los Angeles and one to New York.
They're going to be different people.
Absolutely.
So here's my question, though. So can you mix them up? I mean, can you combine the properties?
One from column A, one from column B kind of thing.
That's the proprietary formula at Total Nutraceutical. It's the combination of mushrooms.
Right.
Each one is a biologic food. We don't extract. We don't add. We actually make them work together. They're like manufacturing plants that work together and can cure inflammation.
When I hear that, too, don't you have to combine, like when you take a vitamin D, you need a vitamin E or something, so that it actually goes into your system. You take stuff from outside the mushroom world and kind of sprinkle that in there, like some salt.
He's not telling us proprietary,
well, I'm trying to get a little...
No. The government has really done studies on vitamin C and vitamin E. The Women's Health Initiative, vitamin E for stroke, for heart disease, for breast cancer, didn't work in women. They found that you need whole foods. Vitamin C didn't work. If you need vitamin C, eat an orange. If you need vitamin D, go to a mushroom. Don't take vitamin D by itself, because they have the biologic system that makes it bioavailable, that brings it into the body, brings it into the cell.
Has the other parts of within it that makes your body open up and accept the good stuff too, right?
That's correct, and doctors are now seeing that. I mean, there's no question about it.
Well, so you mentioned it. So give me the benefits. What are my benefits? I know one of them is big for you is inflammation.
Right. There's no question. Inflammation is one of the root causes of many diseases in the body, whether it's arthritis, heart disease. For example, you can't have fat cells or cholesterol go into a blood vessel wall unless the blood vessel wall is inflamed. Inflammation. Free radicals. If I was to put bleach on your pants, you're going to lose the color of your pants. It's called a free radical. Hydrogen peroxide is a free radical. All cells in the body have free radicals. So when you release the hydrogen peroxide, you go into programmed cell death. So the whole idea in life is to balance out loss of cells and beginning of cells.
And mushrooms help us do that.
Absolutely.
And Total Nutraceuticals products specifically do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow. See, I like this. This is why you can't teach that. That's why I get these guys, these important types, like these doctors I'm talking about, Russ, like Dr. Marvin Hausman. He's the CEO of Total Nutraceutical. You can go to totalnutraceutical.com.
I'm feeling a little puffy. Did you bring any?
TNUS is their stocks, and when we come back, we're going to finish up and talk about the company side of things. Big Biz Show. BigBizShow.com is our website. Dow Jones up 105 points with about 11 minutes of trading to go. Russ, what's it going to close up? Is it going to close down?
It'll close up, Bob. Over 100 points today.
Russ and Sully. Don't go anywhere.
When stocks and bonds have fallen